Carbon emissions are now 10x higher than when the Arctic had crocodiles and palm trees. New research has found that humans are pumping nearly 10x more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than what was emitted during Earth's last major warming event, called the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum.
Here's a summary of the article.
New research has found that humans are pumping nearly 10 times more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than what was emitted during Earth's last major warming event, called the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum. If carbon emissions continue to rise in the future, mathematical models predict that within the next few hundred years, we could be facing another PETM-like event. In other words, in the near future, Earth could resemble its distant past, a time when the Arctic was free of ice, inhabited by crocodiles and dotted by palm trees. Global temperatures during the PETM peaked at about 7 degrees Celsius higher than today's average, and we are quickly catching up to those heights. The new study suggests that if nothing changes, within 140 years, humans could pump out the same amount of greenhouse gases released during the entire PETM. The fact that we could reach warming equivalent to the PETM very quickly, within the next few hundred years, is terrifying, says Larissa DeSantis, a paleontologist at Vanderbilt University, who was not connected to the new study. Today, climate scientists use the PETM as a case study for what global warming might do to our planet and when those changes might be expected. Given a business-as-usual assumption for the future, the rates of carbon release that are happening today are really unprecedented, even in the context of an event like the PETM, says Gabriel Bowen, a geophysicist at the University of Utah, who was not connected to the new study.
This post received a score of 38,655, with an upvote ratio of 84%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I hope some of you can find some hope by coming over to a subreddit I created, r Climate Action Plan. Edit, wow, I went to sleep earlier knowing the group had roughly under 580 subscribers, now it's over 13,000. I apologize that the sub is not more visually appealing. I just knew that a sub like this needed to be created because I see too many people who've given up all hope. I hope that the sub will give you some whenever you visit it, and I will ensure that the sub remain politically neutral and void of any politics unless it's a bill that's been signed into law that will be of good news in the fight against climate change. This is awesome, thank you for creating this. I'd like to add international, and US or their subs, and for anyone looking to get started on actual direct action like rallying. Honestly, as scary as the climate problem is, it also seems like a great chance to re-examine our societal systems and ask why they work the way they do. The way we use our resources is dictated and controlled by a system that values profit and growth over actual physical resources, like air, water, and arable soil. What if we could replace it with a system that values long-term sustainability, or happiness, or increasing the base-level quality of life for all? If we really are nearing the end, then there's nothing to lose, and if we still have a chance, then we could literally save the existence of life on the only planet known to have it in the entire universe and increase our quality of life at the same time.
I just wanted to add there's also our climate offensive.
Also, our carbon tax, as the most recent IPCC report made clear, pricing carbon is not optional if we want to meet our 1.5°C target, but our climate offensive is really a great sub.
You've been beasting on Reddit for years now, and I love you for it. Keep up the awesome work. You're truly an inspiration.
Although we are screwing up the global climate with all this CO2 pollution, this title could be easily misunderstood. We are emitting 10x more pollution now than was naturally produced back then, according to the data. The overall CO2 levels are still a smaller proportion of the atmosphere than it was during the most recent thermal maximum. That might be obvious to most people, but I felt like it needed to be said.
In the next 100 years, non-carbon energy will most likely become more cheap than carbon for most applications. That can happen faster or slower with GOVT interference. I suspect oil-rich countries will make a great effort to slow down non-carbon energy.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.